Envision's user interface is important to get familiar with. There are 12 different locations that we'll be using throughout this training, so let's get to know them first. The first is the Quick Access toolbar, identified by this red strip. Here, I can save a file very quickly by clicking on the Save icon, or I can save and sync the file on the desktop and the cloud here. I can also undo changes to my document by clicking the back arrow, and I can redo them later by clicking the front arrow. I also have the sign in option here, which exists as a form of identification for my account. This is especially useful whenever you want to navigate through multiple workspaces to upload a document, but you may not need to use this feature if you only use one cloud workspace. Next in the list are the ribbon tabs. These are pages of different tool sets that we refer to as ribbons. For example, this tool is called the Symbols ribbon. This is the Image ribbon, and so on. The Insert tab consists of tools that bring objects into the canvas, things like images, 3D models, vector drawings, tables, flowcharts, and more. In Draw, there are more editing tools for different objects. You will find fill tools, draw tools, vector fill tools, as well as transformation tools that are great for working with multiple symbols. In Layout, I have access to adding new pages to my EVDocs, new layers to the canvas, changing the margins of my documents, and setting up features such as grid and guidelines, smart snaps, smart mouse, and background colors. In the Presentation tab, I can present documents, I can use a pointer for presentations, and I can create a loop for the slides. The Review tab exists for collaboration purposes that we'll talk about later with the cloud trainings. All you will need to know for now is that it allows you to communicate with team members about your projects through highlights, markups, and messages. Under View, I have checkboxes that we'll use often to edit flowcharts, defaults, symbols, smart snaps, and more. Under Help, I can access the Envision Help document, send a message for technical support, leave feedback, and access a few more shortcuts to the Canvas GFX website. These are a lot of tools that can leave you overwhelmed. That is why we have created these training videos to assist you in mastering them. It is important to understand what is going on with Envision to create these powerful documents. So before we start learning the details, let's finish getting to know the areas first. There are just a few more left that we'll be using throughout the training, so please bear with me. The contextual ribbon tabs are very similar to the other tabs that consist of specific tool sets. They pop up when we click on objects such as text, images, tables, flowcharts, and even 3D models. Another important part of the interface is the status bar at the bottom of the screen, where I can see the number of the page, page size, scale, master page, layer number, and more data about the objects such as resolutions, positions, lengths and widths, and layers. On the right side of the status bar, I have the zoom and navigation tools, where I can zoom in and out of a document and switch between the zoom tool, pen tool, and select tool. Note that the page navigator as well as the symbol and flowchart windows are referred to as panes. These are all available under the View tab we talked about earlier. With that, I think we are ready to move on and get to work with a few 3D model examples on the next video.